All of my clients find me on LinkedIn. Since I started my freelance automation journey, LinkedIn has been the #1 driver for new clients and acquisition of new opportunities. You can clearly see from the stats that in the last 365 days, I've been taking my LinkedIn as a serious acquisition funnel. Now, in my case, I really love communicating. I enjoy creating content, and I like to talk about the things that I'm building. This may not be the same for everyone. Maybe you're busy scaling your business. In that case, if the alternative is not doing anything at all, then using AI to write your content could be a viable solution. But how can you create relevant content? And how can you make it so that the content that the AI creates for you actually uses your tone of voice? Today, we'll talk about how you can leverage Apify to scrape information from your own LinkedIn profile and then use that information to extract your tone of voice so that you can then use your new tone of voice while automating content creation with Claude. Now let's get started. Just go to apify.com and create a free profile. This will give you access to a monthly subscription that gives you access to $5 of free usage every month. Once you created your account, just move to console, and in the bottom left, you will see your spending for this month. Then the only thing we need what's called an actor. So just move to actors on the left side, and you'll see that I have many actors that I've been using lately. To find the actor that you need, you may want to add to Apify store. Now in here, the community can post their own actors as well, so it gets very crowded. You can use the search bar to narrow your research. So let's say, for example, that I want to scrape my own LinkedIn posts. I'm going to write LinkedIn posts so that I can get a list and pick from the suggested scrapers. I will use this one from Harvest API, as I know it works great. Once you open the actor, you will see a lot of information. On the top, near the name of the actor, you will see the estimated cost. As you see, these actors are actually pretty cheap, so $2 for 1,000 scraped posts. Then in here, you can give parameters to your actor for their scraping runs. In this case, the actor wants to know the profiles that it's supposed to be scraping, and I'll give it my profile. Then we'll select the number of posts to scrape, and I'll select 50. Then we got this posted limit. In case you're not sure what this property does, just move on the question mark, click it, and you'll see a tooltip that clearly explains it. So basically, let's say that I want to take only posts that are less than 6 months old. So I'll open the drop down, I'll select 6 months, and I'm good to go. Then there's many more parameters that you could select or specify. In my case, I don't need it. Then all I need to do is I just need to save and start. And now my actor is running. You see, it's very quick, did a lot of things, scraped the post that it was supposed to scrape. And if I move to the top, I will see the cost of this run, so 10 cents to scrape 50 posts. And I'll also see this output on the left. If I click on it, I'll see the result of the scraping job. So every row of this table is one of my own posts that was scraped by the Apify actor. In here, I can see the content. So this was, for example, the text of the post. I can see the content attributes, which in this case is the accounts that I tagged into the post. In this case, I tagged NA10 as it was a post on NA10. I can see the engagement metrics, so likes, reactions in general, and many more things. What's cool about this is that I can move here, select JSON, and now I get all the results in JSON format, which means I can just Ctrl-A to select, Ctrl-C to copy everything, and now I can move into Claude and feed this information into our conversation. Let's do that. Hello everyone, my name is Luca, I'm an AI automation engineer and NA10 ambassador from Italy. If you enjoy this kind of content and you find value in my no-fluff approach, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. So I moved back to Claude. Keep in mind, you could do the same with OpenAI, you could do the same with Mistral, with Gemini, whatever you want. I'm just gonna use Claude as this is the assistant that I use mostly. I just paste the JSON and then I can ask it to extract my tone of voice for LinkedIn posts from this list and to give more weight to the better performing posts. And now just wait. Keep in mind, if you're doing this seriously, maybe the prompt that you use should be a bit more complex and structured. But now we can see that our Claude, my Claude in this case, is actually extracting my tone of voice from my own LinkedIn posts. Now, why is that relevant? Let's say this is a busy period because I'm scaling my own company. Maybe I still want to post relevant content on LinkedIn, but I have less time to invest into the actual creation of the content and in the research that tells me what I should post about. We can leverage the same Apify workflow to help us out. For example, I'm an NA10 ambassador, and this is NA10's company page. So whenever NA10 posts something, it could be interesting to give my own perspective over what they're saying. So I'll just go to their page, I'll select this part of the URL, copy it, and I'll move back to Apify. In here, I will just replace this with the profile or the company that I want to scrape information from. I will lower the amount of posts that I want to scrape because I only want maybe the last 5 just to see if there's anything relevant. 5. And I'll say that I only want the last 5 posts posted this week. So maybe it will be even less than 5. And now I'll just hit save and start once again. And our actor finished in only 5 seconds, as you can see. And I've got my output in here that I can now visualize as a JSON, Ctrl-A, Ctrl-C, and then I'll move back to Claude. In the same conversation where I asked Claude to analyze my writing style, I'll just Ctrl-V, paste all the information, and then I'll ask Claude to write me a LinkedIn post in my tone of voice based on what he finds relevant into this list of posts. And then I'll just say a couple more words to give a bit more context over who I am as a professional. So keep in mind that I'm an NA10 ambassador and an automations developer. And then Claude will identify one of the posts that I scraped from NA10 as something that could be interesting for my own audience. And then I will get a post that is, I would say, 80% ready to be pushed on LinkedIn. Once again, in my case, I really like working on my content by myself. So this is where I stop. And then I basically just rewrite everything in my own writing style. But once again, this is just because I love writing. If you don't, that is perfectly okay. This is a good starting point. Keep in mind that this workflow was just the hyper basic version of it. You can do so much more with Apify and Claude, also with projects and proper skills, or maybe even Apify's own MCP server. If you're interested in this, let me know in the comments and I'll create dedicated, in-depth videos on this subject. Until then, just give this a try. It's completely free. You just need to create a free account on apify.com, and I'll see you next time on Learn Pragmatically.